It's the Black Real Estate Dialogue. Tune in. Tune in. Tune in. Tune in.
Give a little presentation, a little quick guide on how to start Airbnbs. Main things that I look for when starting an Airbnb, and a couple of simple quick tips. So first step always is legalities and taxes, right? I've made plenty of mistakes when starting Airbnbs, and as discussed on your podcast, one of the mistakes was not knowing the legalities in one of the cities that I started, and it really set me back, and I had to reevaluate. And so when you're going into these markets, it's important to understand what the city is requiring if you're going to do short term. Okay, anything less than 30 days is considered short term. So check with your city. They might require a business license. They might require landlord permission. And so definitely check your city's regulations. If your property, so let's say you're buying a property, let's say you want to buy in Arizona and you want to Airbnb that. Make sure whatever property you're buying doesn't have an HOA, a homeowners association, or if you're buying the property, it's not a co-op, right? Those kind of suck in my eyes. So I would make sure you're buying a property and you're free to host short-term rentals. If you are getting a property to rental arbitrage, which is a very popular thing. I do both, own a property and rental arbitrage. Rental arbitrage is less startup costs. So you can probably get away with something maybe 5,000 to 10,000 as opposed to buying a property. You know that takes plenty of money. If you're doing rental arbitrage, try not to use your name on your lease. So when you're pitching to these apartment buildings, right? You might pitch to an apartment building that has hundreds of units and you want to Airbnb the loft because it's downtown. When you're pitching, always pitch as a corporate lease. Make sure your business looks professional. You got a business number, maybe a website. They like to see that your business has been in business and active for 2 years. So these are just a little tips when you're pitching. That's very important. Keep it out of your personal name for two main reasons. One, legality, right? Something happens in the Airbnb, your business is liable and not your personal assets. Second is in the contracts of corporate leases, they do not state specifically who can live there. Corporate leases tend to be very vague, usually one page, and it's easier to, if they ever come to you and say, hey, you're not allowed to do Airbnb here. Well, okay, let me pull up the lease. It doesn't say that. So corporate leases, guys, very important. You also owe taxes. Anytime you get income, we are always taxed by Uncle Sam. So it's important to know that, hey, I might need to stash some away for tax season, right? And just keep that in mind. It's very important. You're going to be taxed on the income, but you can also write off business expenses. If you're using that business, use that business, save the receipts, and get that deduction at the end of the year. Another very, very important thing is insurance. Insurance is super important because if something happens, you might think, let's say you own the property, you might think that your homeowner's insurance covers it, and it does not. A lot of people get tripped up in Airbnb thinking that their homeowners association or their homeowners insurance covers short-term rentals or anything. I don't want you guys to think that or be misguided in any way. There's multiple companies out there and they're really good, actually. I'm not going to mention any of them because we're not sponsored by any, but I've spoken to maybe 5 within the last year and a half. Some have been new, and some are really good. There's one that I really like, and you can literally Google it, and it's probably going to be the top one. They really specialize in short-term rentals, and I like them because their policies are a little bit on the expensive side, but they're doable because when you think about it, your Airbnb is gonna cash flow really well. But they cover literally from bed bugs to a break-in to the guest doesn't want to leave. Now, if you're renting in California, you got to pay thousands of dollars for eviction. Like it's expensive. They cover stuff like that. So I would definitely do your due diligence and research on insurance. You literally could just Google top 5 insurances for short-term rentals, and there's plenty of articles. Maybe we can do an article, Sam. That would be good. Yeah. So Airbnb offers liability insurance, but it's literally just liability. And honestly, I've heard iffy things about their claim process, their liability process. Thankfully, I will knock on so many woods right now, so many glasses. I haven't had a bad occurrence where I had to go to Airbnb and submit a claim for anything more than $200. So yeah, read their policy. Here's a tip. Their policy changes literally every other week, so you have to stay updated. Okay, Airbnb this year alone has made so many big changes to their platform, so you have to stay on the loop. Their Airbnb host guarantee doesn't protect against wear and tear to your place. So, guest comes in, scuffs up the floor, whatever, you might be able to get away with that. But like I said, it's iffy. So you can always require a security deposit. I think it's a smart idea. However, I don't, unless they're bringing a pet, because I don't allow pets, but sometimes I'll make an allowance depending on the size of the pet. And I'll always require a security deposit for that. Maybe if they're bringing a big group, one of my homes is massive, has a big lot. So a lot of people, might want to invite people over, 10 to 15. I might require a security deposit on that. So really depends on your situation. And yeah, just a reminder, homeowners insurance will not cover your rental occurrences.
Are you looking for a community of like-minded individuals and access to experts in real estate?
Yeah.
Are you interested in real estate but need more support and guidance?
You know who it is?
The Black Real Estate Dialogue presents the Real Estate Investing Community. No matter how much or how little real estate experience you have, we've created a community for you because your perspective is important. All right, tell me, where's the #1 place where you can do Q&A with experienced guest speakers 2 times per month? How about unlimited access to past guest speakers' recordings? What about a private Slack channel to engage in daily discussion with everybody in the community to share resources and support each other? Head on over to blackrealestatedialogue.com. That's blackrealestatedialogue.com. It's the real estate investing community presented by the Black Real Estate Dialogue. Come join us today.
One of the things you think about when starting an Airbnb is obviously startup costs, and furnishing goes into that. Okay, there's multiple ways to furnish, and a lot of people don't think. They just think, I gotta hit up IKEA, I gotta hit up Home Depot, it's gonna cost thousands of dollars, right? You can buy your furniture. Yes, that is going to be the most expensive way, is buy it up front. Like I said, can cost anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000. You can also rent, which can be a easier option for you to scale. So there are multiple companies. Like I said, I'm not going to mention any names. There's some good ones out there that offer cheap monthly rentals. So let's say you get a 1-bedroom, 1-bath, and you're in Florida, right? And you want to just literally fly in for the weekend, set up the Airbnb. These companies will deliver the furniture to the apartment, unpack it, and package it, make it all nice for you, and for you like to ready to go. And it's amazing because their pricing can range, right? They have cheaper options based on kind of what you're going for as far as style, and then obviously the more expensive. Military and students have huge discounts on some of the companies. I've seen military and student discounts at $119 per month for a fully furnished bedroom, fully furnished living room, and maybe like a dining set, like a dining table. That is really good. $119. Come on, you know you're gonna make a lot more than that in Airbnb. And then in your first year, once you you make the money, you can go slowly buy furniture, start kicking them out, and then in the lease with the furniture company. So yeah, yeah. Go ahead. You got a question?
Yeah, I think there's somebody in the waiting room.
Oh, yep. Sorry.
No problem.
Got it. It's my first webinar on Zoom, so I got to get used to the buttons.
You're good. You're doing a great job.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so I would say vet these companies. There's some really good ones out there, really good as far as responsive time, and some are really cheap. Now, if you want to like nicer look, right? Some people want to, especially in this market where everyone wants to do Airbnb, right? You got to find a way to separate yourself. And that's the little tip at the top, is separate yourself from the competition. Do the research in the city before you commit. And so don't just go for the cheapest option. Cheapest option is not always going to get you the best cash flow. It might give you a good startup cost, but in this type of market where people are joining Airbnb every day, you have to separate yourself. So that's my quick tip. Oh man, I love this one. Security cameras. It's the most important thing, man. Like I could sleep at night. I had a instance where I had my first Airbnb in a certain city, Stockton, California. Dangerous area. In some areas. My Airbnb is in a really good area, but Stockton, just Google it. Anyways, had like my first guest on VRBO, not even Airbnb, first guest on VRBO. And I didn't even know about the like property damage or anything that they offer. So that wasn't even linked up. Anyways, they booked, had a 1-star or 1 5-star review. So I was like, oh, okay, nice. 5 stars. Cool. Anyways, they tried to throw a massive party at my place, literally maybe the 3rd week of me opening the Airbnb, and it was on VRBO. And so I had only one camera, Ring camera. And that was my way of communication, of telling people to get the hell out of my place. Every time someone new would walk up, it would be 4 a.m. in the morning. And I'm literally, my wife, kids are asleep, and I'm in the closet sitting on the floor. Like, this is crazy. 4 a.m. on camera, talking with people, telling them that the cops are coming, they need to get out, etc. Yeah, that was a wild night. Anyways, we're talking like 30 to 50 people tried to show up at this place. Security cameras, very important. I like Ring. This was the first Ring one I've had. Ring seems to be responsive enough. So, you get a ding, you can literally hop on and talk to that person right away. I also have Arlo, and Arlo's quality is a little bit better, but it's slower as far as being able to connect and talk with the people. That could be on my internet. I'm not sure. I would definitely look into security cameras. It helps you sleep at night. If you are going to do the rental arbitrage, it's good to just have one camera. All you need is one camera. You don't need cameras around the apartment building. They're probably not going to allow that. They already have them. All you need is a doorbell camera. You go on Amazon, you look. I think there's Blink cameras that are, I think mine was $25 for a Blink camera. And they have these cases with no drilling. You don't have to drill anything or anything. And you can literally hang it on the door. And that's what I do at one of my places in Austin. And so that's a way. You can also, if you have a home, if you're purchasing a home to Airbnb, I suggest cameras all around. I have at least 5 cameras on properties all around, especially if your property is big. You want all entrances, you want hangout areas. I don't suggest doing anything inside. I just don't like that. That feels uncomfortable. I've stayed in Airbnbs where there are cameras inside, and that is unreal to me. I don't understand how people can do that. But yeah, question, do you have it set up to alert you when anyone comes in the house? That's a great question. So that's another thing why I like Ring, is they have smart alerts. So I have it sensitivity wise, depends on the place. Let's say Stockton, versus a nice place, I'm going to have more alerts on Stockton because that house is so much bigger. We're talking 13,000 square feet lot. So I have it to alert me when there's a person like within like very close to the camera. But like cars and stuff, pets and stuff, no alerts, just smart alerts, if that makes any sense. So as far as the other ones, I have it to alert me when someone walks by because they're in locations where a lot of people don't walk by.
Hi everyone, Sam here from the Black Real Estate Dialogue. Make sure to hit that notification bell and that subscribe button and to visit us at blackrealestatedialogue.com.